all students to attend this class, because then we'll be completing this chapter today only. I'll try to complete it in the live class today. Okay, so please keep on checking the link. Now I'm keeping my phone aside on mute. Okay. So 1 minute. ये देखो सर. All right. Very good morning, all of you. We have discussed this chapter Bholi in the last live class. So today we will be continuing the chapter, and I hope we'll be trying to finish this chapter today. And if anything is left, then we'll discuss in the class. So till now, what we have seen, so Bholi chapter is basically based on the theme of girl education or on the theme of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, the important message, of our country, which has to be fulfilled by the citizens of India. It becomes the responsibility of all the citizens of India to empower girls, to empower women, so that they come to know their legal rights, so that they come to know the proper direction where they have to go, and so that they can fight towards, with their struggles or with their battles in their own life. So Bholi is basically a story of a girl, Sulekha, and who was named Bholi because of her simple nature, because she had some problems. When she was 10 months old. Okay, so her original name is Sulekha in the chapter, and she is the fourth daughter of all right, then we'll just Ramlal. All right, students. So she is the fourth daughter of Ramlal, and she has they are around 7 siblings. So they are 4. Ramlal has 4 daughters and 3 sons. All right, and Bholi is the youngest one. So Sulekha, she actually, when she was 10 months old, students, she fell off the cot. She fell from the cot, due to which maybe some part of her brain got damaged, due to which she was not able to speak till 5 years of her age. Alright, so what happened when she started speaking after 5 years? She started stammering. She couldn't speak properly in a flawless manner. She used to stammer for the entire half of the life. She could always only stammer, and she couldn't speak properly the words. Alright. Also, when she was 2 years old, she got an attack of smallpox disease. Okay, it is quite a dangerous disease, but then what's the disadvantage of it? Drawbacks are, some people, they get the pockmarks, permanent pockmarks on the body. So similarly, even Bholi, she got disfigured due to the pockmarks of smallpox disease. Alright. And this chapter is written by a famous author K.A. Abbas. So we have seen this. We'll just quickly go through this. We have already seen in the last live class. K.A. Abbas. So basically, he's very famous. He has written very famous books like The World Is My Village, The 13th Victim, and he has received a National Film Award for Best Feature Film, etc. He is, his full form is Khwaja Ahmad Abbas. He was born on 7 June 1914 in Panipat, Haryana, and he died on 1st June 1987. Alright. So this is based on, as I told you again and again, I'm telling you, this is the theme based on girl education. So you know who is the first teacher? As we have already discussed, our first teacher in India was Savitribai Phule. Alright, she belongs to Maharashtra, and she took this stand. She started teaching girls and the women. She, along with her husband Mahatma Phule, they started the school in Maharashtra, and from there the journey of girl education, women empowerment started. So she is considered as the first women lady of India. Alright, so we have seen. So let's just quickly go through this. So Sulekha, her name was actually Sulekha, but she was called Bholi because she could imitate. She was imitated by the villagers, by the children of her village. they would imitate her, they would make fun of her. That's why her name was kept Bholi. All right, she was the fourth daughter of Nambardar Ramlal. Okay, and as I told you, when she was 10 months old, she fell off the cot, due to which she couldn't speak till 5 years of age. And when she was 2 years of old, she got an attack of smallpox, due to which what happened, the entire body of Bholi got disfigured, and there were permanent pock marks appeared on the body. Okay, due to which she could look quite ugly, and as compared to her sisters, elder sisters, she was looking quite in her beauty. She was not that beautiful because of the pock marks, and she was not intelligent according to the villagers. But just because of her stammering problem, it is considered by the villagers that she was very innocent, and she was not having intelligence, neither beauty. But actually it was not like that. That we will see it in the chapter. All right. So quick introduction about the family of Ramlal. Ramlal had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters. Okay, the youngest of them, as I told you, was Bholi, and it was the prosperous farmer's household. Okay. The sons had been sent to the city for the studies, but then the daughters were never sent to the schools. Okay, their intention was just to get married. The people in the village, even now, they have the intention that the girls should get married at the age of, say, 18, 19 or so. Even this tradition is being followed in many places in India. Alright, so the Radha was the eldest one. She had already been married. Alright, the second daughter was Mangla. Her marriage was also settled, and the Ramlal was thinking about the marriage of Champa, the third daughter. Okay, and they were good looking, healthy girls, as it was not difficult to find bridegrooms for them. But then Ramlal was always worried about Bholi. Why? Because she couldn't speak properly. She always had the stammering problem. All right, and neither her looks were as good than compared to her 3 sisters. Now, fine. So when Bholi was 7 years old, when Mangla was married, in that same year, a primary school for the girls was built over there in his village, in the village of Ramlal. Okay, so the Tehsildar Sahib, he came to perform the inauguration function over there, and then he said to Ramlal, because Ramlal was a revenue official, he was representing the village, he was taking care of the village, or the upliftment of the development of the village. Okay, the Tehsildar Sahib, he suggested Ramlal, since Ramlal had 4 daughters, he suggested Ramlal to send his daughters to the school, to that school, primary school, so that the other people of the village, they should get should get motivation, in terms of girl education. So then that night, when Ramlal consulted his wife, okay, his wife was not at all agreed to this point. She thought that she asked him, "Are you crazy? If the girls go to school, who will marry them?" Because even her mother, Bholi's mother, was not well educated. Not at all educated. That's why even her thoughts towards the girls were they should just get married, they should just get settled down, and education was not that important part of their life, according to Bholi's mother. But Ramlal, he did not have the courage of disobeying or to neglect or to refuse the offer of Tehsildar. So finally both of them, they convinced each other, and they decided that they will send to school to Bholi. All right, because then her mother, she decided, she thought that let the teachers of the school take care of Bholi. Okay, she neither have a good intelligence, neither she is good looking as compared to her other sisters. So that's what the decision were taken by both of them, or the parents of Bholi. All right. So read and find out. Does Bholi enjoy her first day at school? That we will see after once she goes. Then we'll discuss these question answers in the class. Does she find the teacher different from the people at home? Let's find it out. The next day, Ramlal, he caught Bholi by the hand and said that you please come with me. I'll take you to school. Bholi was very much frightened. Why? Because her parents were not that, you can say, they were not that free to talk with Bholi. They were quite strict towards her because she couldn't speak properly. She had the habit of stammering. So they were quite strict. Their attitude was not that friendly with Bholi. All right. So that's why she suddenly got very much frightened that why am I being taken outside. So then suddenly she remembered that a few days ago their cow Lakshmi was also sent outside and she was sold outside in the market, and even she was taken out by her mother. So even Bholi thought that even my father, even something same similar situation will happen with me. Why am I being taken outside by my father? So she got really scared. She got frightened. And then she said, no, 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 blabbering. And she shouted in her terror and pulled her hand away from her father's grip. What's the matter with you, fool? Shouted Ramlal. I'm only taking you to school. Then he told his wife, let her wear some nice and decent clothes today, or else what will the teachers and the other schoolgirls think of us when they see her? Alright, so then Ramlal, he asked his wife that let her wear some good clothes. Okay, good clothes of her sisters, because Bholi did not have her own nice clothes. She was wearing her sister's clothes always. Alright. So then she got new clothes, and then her mother, she made her bath and she put some oil on her head, on her entangled hair. Alright, and then she was taken to school. New clothes had never been made for Bholi. The old dresses of her sisters were passed to her. As I told you that she did not have her own new clothes. She was wearing the clothes of her sisters. Okay. No one cared to mend or wash her clothes. No one even bothered to mend, to repair, or to stitch her clothes for her, or even wash for her clothes. But today, that day when she was being taken by her father to the school, she was very lucky to receive a clean dress which had shrunk after many washings and no longer fitted Champa. So then she got the dress of Champa, because Champa couldn't wear, because it was no longer fitting Champa. So that's why she got the dress of Champa, and then she was feeling, then after that, after slowly, gradually, she started feeling comfortable. Okay, then I'm getting new dress today, maybe I'm going to a good place. That's what her feeling was. So she was even bathed, and oil was rubbed into her dry and matted hair. Matted hair means entangled hair, uljhe hue baal. Alright. Only then did she begin to believe that she was being taken to a place better than her home. And then when she got the bath, when the oil was rubbed into her, and when she got new clothes to wear, then she started feeling that I am being taken to a good place. And then she got comfortable. She came out of her comfort zone. When they reached the school, the children were already in their classrooms. Ramlal handed over his daughter to the headmistress. When they reached the school, what Ramlal did? Okay, Ramlal actually handed over Bholi to the headmistress. Alright, the other children were ready and they were all in their classrooms. Left alone, the poor girl looked about her with fear-laden eyes. Fear-laden eyes means with scary eyes. She was very much frightened. So left alone because she was feeling very alone. Although there were many girls of her same age, but then still she was quite feeling, alone or self-centered. And then she just looked around with fear-laden eyes. There were several rooms in each room. Girls like her squatted on mats. Squatted on mats, they were sitting on the mats, on the knees. Alright. So they did not have the benches nor the desks. So all the girls students, they were sitting on the floor, on the mats. Mats were given to them. Reading from the books or writing on slates. The headmistress asked Bholi to sit down in a corner in one of the classrooms, and then headmistress took Bholi to one of the classrooms and she asked Bholi to sit at one corner of the classroom. Even she sat on the mat. Let's move ahead. Bholi did not know what exactly school was like and what happened there, but she was glad to find so many girls almost of her own age present there. She hoped that one of these girls might become her friend, and then slowly she felt quite good over there because she saw many girls of her same age and she thought that one of them can become my friend. The lady teacher who was in the class was saying something to the girls, but Bholi could understand nothing, and the teacher who was present in the classroom, she was teaching something. Of course, Bholi didn't understand because it was her first day in the school when she was 7 years old. So it was quite, she sent to school very late. Usually we send to the school to the children at 3 years of age. Alright, students. So then she just couldn't understand anything. She looked at the pictures on the wall. The colors fascinated her. The horse was brown, just like the horse on which Tehsildar had come. And then she was looking at the pictures. She saw the atmosphere. There were the pictures of the animals which were pasted on the wall or which were hung on the wall. So then she tried to compare it, and then what she compared, that the horse, the color of the horse, brown color, was just similar of the horse, on which the Tehsildar came to visit in their village. Okay, the goat was black like the goat of their neighbor, and then she compared the color of the goat was black similarly with the goat of their neighbor. The parrot was green like the parrot in the mango orchard, and the cow was just like their Lakshmi. And suddenly Bholi noticed that the teacher was standing by her side smiling at her. So when she was looking at the picture, suddenly she realized that the teacher, the lady teacher, she was standing beside her, and she was looking at Bholi and smiling at her. And then she asked Bholi what's her name. So what's your name, little one? And then she started stammering. She got frightened, and then she started stammering, bo, bo, bo. She could stammer no further than that. She couldn't utter her name at all. Then she began to cry, and tears flowed from her eyes in a helpless flood. She kept her head down as she sat in her corner, not daring to look up at the girls whom she knew were still laughing at her. So then she started crying over there because she couldn't speak out her name. So that hesitation was there, and she just do nothing, but she started crying. And then she realized that all the girls in her classroom were looking at her and laughing at her. So she felt very demotivated over there. When the school bell rang, so after a certain time, when the school bell rang, all the girls scurried out of the classroom. They moved or ran out of the classroom. But Bholi dared not leave her corner. But Bholi just couldn't go out because she was so hesitated. She was very much scared. She just didn't know what to do. What should I do? Should I go or should I sit here? So she sat there only. Her head still lowered, she kept on sobbing, and then she was continuously sobbing. Sobbing means to cry with gaps. Like sisakna, sisak ke rona means sobbing. So her head still lowered, she kept on sobbing. Bholi. Then the teacher's voice suddenly came out, Bholi, and then she found the teacher's voice was so soft and soothing. Soothing means very soft, very comfortable, like flowers, feeling like very happy that okay, I'm not scared now, I'm feeling much better. So like that, the teacher's voice was there. In all her life, she never had been called like that. It touched her heart, and in that, with so much of lovable manner, nobody had called that name or called out even in her house at all, even in the village. So she felt so soft, the voice of the teacher so soft and soothing. Get up, said the teacher. It was not a command, but just a friendly suggestion. So the teacher slowly, politely asked Bholi to stand up. Bholi got up. Now tell me your name. And then the teacher asked her, what's your name? Sweat broke out of her over her whole body. Would her stammering tongue again disgrace her? And then she started sweating because she was so scared that she thought that maybe this teacher will beat me or something. So she started sweating, and would her stammering tongue again disgrace her? So it's a question again, would she stammer again once the teacher called out the name? For the sake of this kind woman, however, she decided to make an effort. But then she was feeling quite comfortable with her lady teacher, and she, made that effort and she tried to speak out the name. Alright, for the sake of this kind woman, however, she decided to make an effort. She had such a soothing voice, she would not laugh at her. And then she again began to stammer. She just couldn't speak. Then bo, she began to stammer, well done, and the teacher started motivating her. Yes, you can do, speak out your name. You can speak out. Well done, and she kept on motivating, the teacher kept on motivating Bholi. The teacher encouraged her, come on, now the full name. Okay, then she said, finally she uttered her name. After stammering or while stammering, Bholi. At last she was able to say it, and she felt so relieved as if it was a great achievement. And then Bholi, she thought that she has achieved really something, and she felt so happy that she could take out her name. Well done. The teacher patted her affectionately. The teacher gave her, a pat on her shoulder and with full of affection, with full of love and care, and said, put the fear out of your heart and you will be able to speak like everyone else. And then she suggested her that please speak out, take out the fear from your heart, and then one day you will speak similar like other people, like how your villagers are speaking, how your family members are speaking. You will also be able to speak in the same manner. Okay, so just remove your fear out. Bholi looked up as if to ask really, and then Bholi just looked up with enthusiasm, with that bright shine in her eyes, and as if she wanted to ask, really, will I be able to speak like that? Alright, let's move ahead. Yes, yes, it will be very easy. You just come to school every day. Will you come? Bholi nodded. And then the teacher asked, yes, yes, of course you will be able to speak one day flawlessly without any stammer in between. So you just come to school every day, and she asked Bholi to come to school on daily basis or regularly. Bholi nodded. She just nodded her head as if she said, yes, I will come to school. No, say it aloud, and then ask the teacher that no, you don't have to nod your head, you speak up. And then she asked Bholi to speak, say yes, and then she again stammered a bit, and then she finally said, yes, I will come. And Bholi herself was astonished that she had never been able to say it. And then Bholi got very much surprised. She was greatly surprised. She was greatly, very happy that she could speak without, much stammering. Didn't I tell you? Now take this book. And then the teacher said, see, I told you that you'll be able to speak, flawlessly. So now take this book. Now the teacher handed over a book to Bholi, and then she said, the book was full of nice pictures, and the pictures were in color. Alright, dog, cat, goat, horse, parrot, tiger, and a cow, just like Lakshmi. So the pictures, there was the book which was given by her teacher. The book had lots of pictures of the animals, and the name of that animal was written below. Alright. And with every picture was a word in black letters. In 1 month, you will be able to read this book. Then I will give you a bigger book, then still a bigger one. And the teacher said that in 1 month, you will be able to read this book, of pictures. And then I will give you a bigger book. And then after that, again a bigger one. In time, you will be more learned than anyone else in this village. Then no one will ever be laugh at you. Alright, and then she assured that in time, you will be able to learn each and everything like the other students, other girl students are learning. Then no one will able be to laugh at you. There will be no dare or courage to others, they will not be able to laugh at you. They will not be able to mimic you like that. People will listen to you with respect, and you will be able to speak without stammer. And then the teacher assures her that people will listen to you very carefully, and you will never stammer in your life. Understand? Now go home and come back early tomorrow morning. And then the teacher asked that you go now and you come back tomorrow early morning. Bholi felt as if suddenly all the bells in the village temple were ringing, and the trees in front of the schoolhouse had blossomed into big red flowers. Her heart was throbbing with a new hope and a new life. Alright, then Bholi started feeling so happy, and she got that confidence in her when she came out of the school. Alright, she thought that all the temples, all the village temples, the bells in the villages, in the temples of that village started ringing as if they were not ringing, but she thought that they all are ringing, and the flowers are blossoming everywhere. That means she was full of hope. She was full of enthusiasm when she came out of the school. Alright students, read and find out why do Bholi's parents accept Bishambar's marriage proposal. Now let's see what happens of her marriage, and why does the marriage not take place. After reading, then we'll try to solve the question answers. Thus, the years passed. The village became a small town. After many years, already many years passed, the village now became a small town, a small district area. The little primary school became a high school, and that primary school where Bholi studied, that school now was a high school. There were now a cinema under a tin shed and a cotton ginning mill, and the development of that village also took place. Now there was a cinema hall, under a tin shed where even now the villagers, in many villages the people, they watch the movie, together in an open space, in an open area under the tin shed. And there was a cotton ginning mill. You know what is a cotton ginning mill? Ginning is actually a process where the cotton fibers are separated from the seeds of the cotton. Alright, so there was a cotton ginning mill also. The mail train began to stop at the railway station, and there was even the facility of railway station was there. So one night after dinner, so after many years, after maybe a couple of years, one night after dinner, Ramlal said to his wife, then shall I accept Bishambar's proposal? So now after many years, when Bholi, she was quite grown up, All right. She got a proposal of Bishambar's. So then her father and mother, they were discussing one night together that, and the father was saying that, shall I accept Bishambar's proposal? Now who is Bishambar? Let's see. Yes, certainly, his wife said. Bholi will be lucky to get such a well-to-do bridegroom. And then her mother suggested that yes, of course, we should accept Bishambar's proposal because he was very rich. All right, he had his own shop, his house, and he had several thousands in the bank. A big shop, a big house of his own, and I hear several thousand in the bank. And people were talking that yes, Bishambar is quite a rich person, and they were thinking that yes, Bholi will be very lucky to get married to Bishambar. Moreover, he is not asking for any dowry. And then the mother said, moreover, that very important thing, that he is not asking anything, any dowry. कोई दहेज वो नहीं मांग रहा था. That's right, but he is not so young, And then the father interrupted in between and he said, you are absolutely right, but Bishambar is not that young. Almost the same age as I am. And then he said that he is almost my age. And he also limps with Langrana. Alright, students. And then he had also limped leg. He couldn't walk properly. Moreover, the children from his first wife are quite grown up. So that was the second marriage of Bishambar, and Bishambar was the age of was similar as the age of Bholi's father. He also had the children from his first wife. So then he was worried about Bholi. He actually was not getting that, he was not getting convinced for Bholi for the marriage with Bishambar. But then her mother kept on convincing, no, Bishambar is very good man, he is very rich, he has his own shop, and then he also has many thousands in the bank. He has many savings. So what does it matter? His wife replied, 45 or 50, see what was the age of Bishambar? He was 45 years old or 50 years old. He was of that same age of Bholi's father. But still her mother was convinced. 45 or 50, it is no great age for a man. We are lucky that he is from another village and does not know about her pockmarks and her lack of sense. If we don't accept this proposal, she may remain unmarried all her life. Alright, and then what the mother was saying, it's okay, no problem. What's the problem if he is 45 or 50 years old? It's not a great age for a man to get married, according to her. But then they were thinking that we are lucky that he is from another village and does not know about her pockmarks. So Bishambar was not knowing about the pockmarks of Bholi. Alright, but still, and then if we don't accept this proposal, she may remain unmarried. So actually, she was being married, she was getting married to a man who was actually of her age, similar as of her age of father, and he was like 40-45 years, and then her mother was thinking that nobody will marry her, so this is the best, place for Bholi to get married. He is the best man for Bholi, according to Bholi's mother. Yes, but I wonder what Bholi will say. Then the father again interrupted and he said that what will Bholi say if she will come to know that he is so, like old age, kind of old age, middle aged. What will that witless one say? Witless means not intelligent, stupid. So her mother said, what will that witless say? वो मूर्ख क्या बोलेगी? What will she say? She is like a dumb cow. So she's like a dumb cow who cannot speak even properly. So see, maybe you are right, muttered Ramlal. So muttering means, to speak in a slow, low voice, but then without any approval. So he was not at all convinced for Bholi that for Bishambar's proposal. According to Ramlal, he was not the correct choice for Bholi. But then her mother kept on convincing him, and then finally he had to agree to that point. Alright. And then he says, okay, maybe you are right, but then he was not fully convinced. In the other corner of the courtyard, Bholi lay awake on her cot, listening to her parents' whispered conversation. And then all this conversation was heard by Bholi. She was there in other room. She was listening to the conversation. Bishambar Nath was a well-to-do grocer. Grocer means a person who sells the food items and the household items. He came with a big party of friends and relations with him for the wedding. So the day of the marriage came, and then he arrived with with all the things, with a big party of friends and relations with him, a brass band playing a popular tune from the Indian film headed for the procession, with the bridegroom riding a decorated horse. And Bishambar, he came riding on a very well decorated horse along with a brass band playing very famous tune of a music of the Indian film. Alright, and then all his friends and relations, they were accompanied to him. Ramlal was overjoyed to see such pomp and splendor. He had never dreamt that his fourth daughter would have such a grand wedding. Bholi's elder sisters, who had come for the occasion, were envious of her luck. And then, the ambience was like, he was a very rich man, of course. So, everything was being seen by her sisters, and they were feeling quite jealous of Bholi, that see, Bholi got such a nice man. I mean, he's so rich, he has his own house and all. Alright, and even Ramlal, he was thinking that he never saw such kind of atmosphere. He was quite happy. He started feeling convinced that okay, yes, we made a correct decision and Bishambar is the right choice for Bholi. When the auspicious moment came, auspicious means very lucky moment, very shubh moment. When the auspicious moment came, the priest said, "Bring the bride." Bholi, clad in a red silken bridal dress, was led to the bride's place near the sacred fire. Now that pandit or that priest, he asked to bring Bholi to that mandap. So she was wearing a nice red silk dress, bridal dress, and she came near the sacred fire. And then one of the friends prompted Bishambar what to garland the bride. The bridegroom lifted the garland of yellow marigolds. The woman slipped back the silken veil from the bride's face. Now, at the time of the marriage, or when Bholi, she came near the fire, alright, Bishambar, one of the friends of Bishambar Nath, asked him to garland the bride. The bridegroom lifted the garland of yellow marigolds. A woman slipped back the silken veil. So there was a woman who was standing behind Bholi. What did she do? She just slipped back the veil. Veil means beta parda, ghungat. That's what you call in our language in Hindi. So veil. So silk veil, जो एक fine particle होता है, fine cotton होता है या fine silk होता है. She covered her face. So one woman, she just took out the veil from Bholi's face. Bishambar took quick glance. The garland remained poised in his hand, and she got so shocked by looking at the poke marks of Bholi. The bride slowly pulled down the veil over her face. "Have you seen her?" said Bishambar to the friend next to him. And then after looking at him, Bishambar asked his friend, "See, have you seen her?" Alright, so we'll just stop over here only, students. We'll continue this in the next class and then we'll discuss the question answers. Hope you enjoyed today's session. Thank you. Have a very good day.